Personality disorder. Now, when I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, I kind of thought I'd been promoted from having no personality whatsoever to being at least on the borderline of having one. So this is one of my social workers told me to write down how I feel in a letter, and that letter turned into my first poem, and this is called BPD and Me. How would you feel, and what would you do if your world was just grey with no shade of blue, with no feelings of warmth from the mess of a mind where you see a future that I struggle to find? You see, it's not about money, it's about quality of life. So, judge with compassion, not trouble and strife. See, trouble and strife. You see, it's not rocket science. There's one in it. Sorry, I've got a habit of starting one poem and ending it with a second poem. There you go. Well, I speak for myself and the life that I live, but no one man can just take. We all need to give. But if it's not who you are, then it is what you see. But this is not rhetoric or a speech wrote for me. No, this is my mind, it's my heart and my soul, and to try and feel better is my long-term goal. Am I in your way? Do you know my name? Well, my name is Stephen, and I'm a man just the same. I'm the same as you and your kith and your kin. I'm a collection of bone, blood, brain and skin. You see, I can live without sympathy. I just need you to see. Look past your figures and policies at me. I was talented. I had passion, panache, and I oozed flair. Now I'm just ill and need some care. See, a great man once said, don't judge from one's malady, but this is my life. It's not a second-hand parody. See, I'm not alone. There's more of my type. They're hiding behind headlines and then surrounded by hype. Surrounded by hype. Sorry. And surrounded by hype. So step down from your podium. Step out of the light. Step into our darkness and experience our plight. Regarded as dependent, degraded, no use, and the names that you call us paramount to abuse. This is my plea. It's not a personal attack. Stop moving forward and take time to look back, because in history there are lessons and we've made our mistakes. So wait for a second and just ease on those brakes. Stillness, it's mine. There's one thing I know. And it makes me confused, but never stupid or slow. So really, I'm just left with one more thing to say. Come visit me, please. Come share just one day. It does get better, not really happier, but it does get better. So, after, I tried to kill myself a couple of times. I learned a couple of things from trying to kill myself. Firstly, not very good at suicide. Secondly, it doesn't matter how many times the theme tune from MASH tells you that suicide will be painless. Forgets to tell you that attempted suicide fucking hurts. So this next poem is gonna it's kind of like, see, I first started writing poetry and it was all dark and horrible, and then it just stayed as being dark and horrible, and it's still dark and horrible, but every now and then there's a little bit of I'm talking away because I've forgotten what next poem, what poem I'm doing next. This is called I'm not a lost cause. I spent the first unrehearsed part of my life on a knife edge as I was taught to beg. I got up high for a way to hide behind a broken mind. Why? So I can conform to the norm and make this waves as I break away in a bid to save what remains, and then I build again on this solid ground that I found to build with healed fragments, saved from a stagnant past, a new me to last for the world to see, a new me, preferably ready, a little unsteady. You see, that down there killed myself in a self-built hell. I reduced myself to a shell as well as rebuilding once more. But for me this time, as I vie against bad intention with the prevention, it's a metaphorical dam as I understand more and I demand much less. It's called progress. It's a way to move on, become strong, say I belong, and it's being tough. It's enough. It's time to pause. Usually I just go and get my drink in and come back. You see, I'm not a lost cause. You see, I hide behind a fractured facade. I'm more seasoned than weathered, I'm more brittle than hard, and I'm real half the time, but I'm never fake. I'm just a victim of the future mistakes that I make, and when I break, there's no God to forsake and see this beast that's awake in me. You see, I've got so much left to give as I relive my past. No more flags at half-mast. Now I've moulded and cast a new me to upgrade and see what I was meant to be. See, this all started with intellectual properties. I selected Cometry, so I use and fuse two mediums and choose to free the abused, the confused and the bemused from a cage of ignorance that's made of rage in significant proportions. And I use caution and care to evaluate where I can make people swear to listen. About my condition, using the repetition that I found in text, sight and sound, a way to reach, teach, beseech if I need to. Damn, I would preach if I need to. Seeing it's not enough to just bluff empathy. It's meant to be felt all around in every sight and sound, and it's so profound and also so warming. While I'm performing and having fun. You want a new life? Then make one. Just expect to respect, because respect is expected, and don't react to distract from a true perspective. Build a human collective and protect it. See, alone, I was weak and I was made strong by others, sisters and brothers from other mothers and undercover lovers. Wow, I just realised how many women are out there. There's only waving at one. I started waving them back. Sorry. Undercover lovers. But wait. Because as soulmates, we can create a state of peace when we take all our hate and release. Thank you. Thank you. Did I do the shed joke yet?
No.
She's supposed to be my prompter over there. And she's,
You've got 2 minutes left.
I did try and throw myself off a roof to kill myself. And after the 23rd time, I realised the shed just weren't going to be high enough. Alright, so there's a few advantages to hearing voices and a few disadvantages. Like I was on the beach on that one sunny day that we had last year. I heard this voice say, jump. And the second voice said, no, don't jump. The first voice says, go on, jump. No, can't. The first voice said, just jump! And the second voice said, no! And I thought, for fuck's sake, I'll pay the pound to go on these trampolines. I fucking wasted... I've wasted 80 pence going up and down the fucking stairs. I'm going to be here till the end of the season. That is the first time that actually came out right, and I've been doing this a little while. I'm going to finish with a poem, or a bell if I'm much longer. Yeah. I'm going to finish with a poem, and it's just, this is kind of a little bit more, you know what I mean? The metaphor I use for this is, when I first started writing poetry, I was in a really dark hole looking down. And since I started writing and performing, I've managed to turn myself around, and I know where the sun's coming from. So I kind of know which way to head. So this poem is called Let Your Sun Shine Through. If I can remember how it starts. I love looking forward to my future. Now I'm not staring back at death, and I'm trying hard to hear the truth and not just the voices in my head. But why must the truth lie inside untruthful? It's full of convolute calculations and false information, and of course the reanimation of my feelings. Now I'm no longer believing that there's hidden meaning or subterfuge, because I've paid my dues with my blood and my sweat mixed with my tears. And I still feel fear. That's why I choose to repeat here. You see, I'm a troglodyte when it comes to versing as either wrong or right, and that's why I rehearse as I traverse public spaces, as my mind races, as I'm waking from this stasis, this hibernation takes over from creation of metaphor and hyperbole. You see, I'm not the man I was before, because now I prefer to be referred as the creative sort, who's reanimating talk on a bigger scale. You see, I'm shouting my side of the tale. It's a truthful account with a ruthless amount of honesty, not hostility. See, because I've got the ability to write this shit down and then get the fuck out of town. And then go from town to town spreading my message instead of dreading the blessings of the already blessed, because I like where I'm headed right now. It seems worth the fight, somehow. You see, it hit me like an epiphany as I start to get at what's getting to me. Am I the man that I'm about to be? Cutting self-doubt from my history, dispelling stigma by telling original stories, and by pausing at times, and by writing more fucking rhymes. Becoming a little more innate by pointing that fickle finger of fate, disjointing that little linger of hate. Become great by ingratiating greatness, and have faith in you, because when you do, your sun will shine through too. Thank you very much. That's all we got.